and welcome to the Beyond the Basics series. This is episode 7, part 2. In part 1, we discussed what it means to subtract and subtracting on a number line. We're going to repeat what it means to subtract in this video, but then we're going to talk about how you subtract by taking things away. Rules and boxing, or adding the opposite, will be in part 3, and that's actually how you do the subtracting on paper. So what is subtraction? One way to think of subtraction as the difference between two quantities, or how far apart they are when they're plotted on a number line. Next is taking away, and this will be in part 2 of this video, and that's where you actually have something and you take it away. But taking away depends entirely on what you had to begin with, and then how much you're taking away. The last way is thinking of subtraction as adding the opposite. That's literally changing the subtraction sign to an addition sign and the second number to its opposite. Showing subtraction as taking things away. We're going to start with our little soup pot again. And we again have our fire as positive and our ice as negative, the same as we did in the addition video. Looking at the statement, 3 minus 2 equals 1. You all know that 3 minus 2 is 1. In the soup pot model, you start by putting 3 fires in. So it raises, the temperature is now 3 degrees. If I'm taking away 2, then 2 of those fires just disappear. The temperature is now only 1 degree. Now I look at negative 3 minus negative 2. I start with negative 3. That means there's 3 ice in the soup pot and the temperature is negative 3. I'm going to take away 2 negatives, and that leaves only 1 negative. So therefore the temperature is negative 1. What if we switch it? And I start with 2 fire, and I take away 3 fire. Well, how does that work? How do I take away 3 fire when there's only 2 there? Well, I've got to put something in the pot that doesn't change the temperature. And the way to do that is to add something that's equal to 0. So a 1 fire and 1 snowflake, or 1 fire and 1 ice, make 0 because they cancel each other out. If I put those both in there, I now have 3 fires that I can take away. And when I take away the fires, the ice is what's left. So the temperature is negative 1. What about if I start with 2 ice and I want to take away 3 ice? Well, something similar happens. There's my 2 ice. To take away 3 ice, I have to add in that 0 pair, a fire and an ice. So I put it in the pot, and then I take away the 3 ice, and I'm left with 1 fire, which leaves it as a positive 1. What if you combine both positives and negatives, like this? Negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5, and I'll show you why. We start with 3 ice, so here's my 3 ice. Now I'm supposed to take away 2 positives, 2 fires, but there isn't any fire in the pot. So I have to first add those 2 fires into the pot, along with their ice partner, so that I'm not changing. As it stands right now, the temperature of the pot is still negative 3, because the 2 fires cancel out 2 of the ice. But if I then take away those 2 fires, the ice is what's left, and you are at negative 5. So negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. Next example, 3 minus negative 2. So I start with 3 fire, but now I'm supposed to take away 2 ice. There isn't any ice in the pot, so I have to put in 2 of those 0 pairs. And now I can take away those 2 ice, and as you can see, there are 5 fires left. I can add as many of those 0 pairs as I need to in order to get what I need to be able to take away. So I only put in 2 that time because I only need to take away 2 ice. Same with the first example on this slide. What if I have positive 2 take away negative 3? So I have 2 fires. I'm supposed to take away 3 ice. How many zeros am I going to have to add? I need to take away 3 ice, and there isn't any ice in there. So I'm going to need 3. Now I have 3 ice that I can take away, and there are 5 fires that remain. One last example. Negative 2, take away 3. Start with 2 ice in the pot. I'm supposed to take away 3 fire, but there isn't any fire in there at all. So I'm going to need to put 3 zeros in there. And now I have the fire to take away, and that leaves 5 ice remaining. In the next video, I'm going to show you a shortcut way to do this without actually drawing pluses and minuses, without drawing fire and ice. But this is just one of the ways that you can use to understand the concept of subtraction as being taken away. See you in the next video. So now let's add the next section to your notes. We did takeaway in our example today. If you remove a small amount from a large amount, the result is positive. If you remove a large amount from a small amount, the result is negative. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.